JJ, put a nigga back to the whacker, baby.
Hi everybody, welcome back to another MVP clip. I was just sort of finishing my I made a new custom gun for my Galil so that like my girl can have it like when she stands and stuff like this. Today we're talking about the final rank. I talked about a lot of ranks in MVP, MVS. Yeah, I even talked. I think I explained sort of the rainbow division in the description. But today we're talking about an MVP general. And before I can talk about MVP general, I gotta talk a little about myself to then flow into it. Thankfully, the whole MVS Gen versus Gen was such a fucking success. I never done a broadcast and I had like 25 people viewing in that. That was really awesome. Go check it out. I don't want to spoil who won, but thankfully, it's a good thing. Me winning the third captain tournament for MVS has been just a fucking treasure because finally I have brought legitimacy back to MVS. I have made it relevant. I have not made it relevant, but continued to make it even more relevant than it ever was before. And you're seeing MVS clips online. You're seeing MVS events. You're seeing people training in MVS, right? So you're seeing a lot of stuff. I'm doing a good job with that. I send the MVS Gen versus Gen to the founder of MVS because he originally came up with the idea of a sniping division, and throughout the years in MVP, I never thought that there was gonna be more ranks, especially ranks that I came up with myself. For a long period of time, I thought it was just gonna be member, lieutenant, and captain, and that's it. But throughout the years, you had a lot of people joining in the fam. Generation started to get bigger, and a few people came in MVP, and after they were successful, after they improved and became great players, they had ambitions of their own. So I had to listen to these ambitions and really think of how this is gonna last a long time, how it's gonna make sense. So that MVS Gen versus Gen was fucking fantastic. Now let's talk about the how to become an MVP general. So for those who don't know, I'm the founder of MVP. I started it when I was 14 in 2011. I'm 22 right now, or I turned 22 this year, June 30th. Becoming an MVP general is probably going to be the hardest thing that you would have to accomplish in MVP. Forget task force, forget sergeant. Actually, forget sergeant. Forget any rank that you thought was going to be difficult. Becoming an MVP general is a big ass resume, a big ass workload that you have to do for yourself. This isn't no joke.
I got an army at my back. Who's got yours?
It's no joke. Like, to become an MVP general, you gotta bust your ass, and not only that, but you gotta be here all the time. You gotta host the events. If a captain isn't promoting people, you gotta promote, because listen, yes, the MVP tree is a huge tree with all these divisions. You got our sniping division, 3 years running MVS. You got the fucking melee division that has been obsolete for the past 5 or 6 fucking months of nothing melee, no clips of melee, no leadership in the melee division. It's very disorganized. It's at the point where I don't even think we should have a melee division anymore, because Everything is just a fabric memory in that, like a really deceased fucking memory. Then you got the Rainbow Six Siege team. Then you got, which is also disorganized. Like, people came up with the Rainbow Six Siege thing, and to have a team, and people don't play that game as frequently as you think. They may play that game for maybe a week or something and feel nice about themselves, or 2 weeks. Then after that, they're playing fucking Fortnite, they're playing 2K, they're playing Black Ops. That's why it's a team, a prototype, and not a division. Next year we're gonna have the Fortnite division, which is already, I already explained the ranks, and everything is organized, everything makes sense. If you go watch the videos, you'll understand what the whole Fortnite division is going to be orchestrated next year. And thank God in Fortnite they added in the playground thing, which is like a 1v1. So to become captain, you just have to 1v1 in playground. It's fucking perfect. It's fucking perfect. You get the 4 best players that are ready to be captain, or that everybody thinks should be in that list. I don't know if we're going to do a vote. I don't know if I'm just going to go by my senses and just see who has those qualities to be a leader. But that's enough of that. So you get it. There's a lot of fucking divisions in the fam. Okay? What an MVP general is supposed to do is keep all these divisions organized. But you're probably wondering, how the hell did Cheesemo become an MVP general? Was he already a general? Because I'm new to the channel, or I don't really know that much about MVP's history or something like that. Okay. It took me 8 years to become an MVP general. You know, unlike other clans where, you know, the founder is usually the leader off the bat, I started out at the very bottom of the food chain in MVP because I wanted to know that all these ranks make sense. And the only way I'm going to know if they make sense if I did it myself. So I was a member a year, I was a lieutenant for 2 years, I was a captain for 5 years, and then I became a general. But there's more to that. So there's 5 very important tasks that you have to do before you're ready to become an MVP general. I'm gonna tell you it right now. Okay, the first is very simple. You have to have your 5th anniversary as a captain. So in other words, you have to become an MVP captain and be an MVP captain for 5 years, doing your duties for 5 straight years. And yeah, for 5 years. And then when it's a captain tournament in your 5th year, you have to be there for that captain tournament, and then you get promoted. Okay, that's the first thing. The second, you would have had to successfully train your 2 generations that was given to you as a MVP captain. Third, within those 2 generations, you would have had to promote a minimum of 5 lieutenants per year. So if you have 2 generations, that's 2 years. So that's a total of 10 lieutenants. 4, you have to do over 50 debuts and win 50 debuts as captain in your MVP career. 5, and this is the hardest one because this isn't based off of what you can do now. This is based off of your leadership, what you pass down. So the 5th thing is that one of your students has to win the MVP, has to become an MVP captain in order for you to become a general, because that means someone from your generation that you trained, not like any ordinary student, someone from your generation that you trained, that you promoted to lieutenant, has to become cap. That's the only way you're ready. So basically, if you're a shitty captain and you don't train nobody in your generation and you don't even promote anybody, or you don't even know anybody's fucking name or give a shit, you're never going to be a general. You're just going to be stuck as a fucking captain. That's like going outside every day and wearing the same fucking clothes every single fucking day. Why? You know, in my MVP career, you know, I wasn't fucking around or just member or fucking. Oh, look at my win loss boss ratio. It's 2.0. Let's get it. Woo! Let's go, cheese. Yeah, I wasn't fucking around with a member. I was a member for a year because I didn't understand what it meant to be a true leader. I was a member for a year because I was an asshole, because I didn't understand what teamwork is and being on a team and the value of teammates and all this stuff. I couldn't get promoted to fucking lieutenant and think about general. But all these things, you know, I learned how to be the true leader that I am today. And when you become an MVP general, you're going to get your own task force, which is an elite fighting unit made up of the best of the best. Now, there's only one task force. There's not going to be two different kinds of task force, and every task force is going to be for that MVP general, because the task force is for all of MVP as well. It's the second highest rank in the fam. It's just a set of, okay, for instance, since I'm first general, the task force is in command by me. I am task force's leader. I give, hey, my score per minute went up. Let's get it. I tell task force a series of things to do. You get what I'm saying? Conflicts to resolve, issues, all that shit. So if there's a second general, you know, they're going to have two people that they got to rely on and listen to. Okay, becoming an MVP general is probably going to be the hardest thing that you're ever going to accomplish in MVP. Forget lieutenant, forget cap. It is really hard. If you're a shitty captain, you're never going to make it to general. It's impossible. You're just going to be stuck in the same fucking shit as you were before. Okay? All you have to know, guys, as an MVP general is that it's the Hall of Fame rank. So when I was a captain, I was training myself every single day. I was trying to be the best every single day. I was trying to beat people. I was trying to show that I am the guy. I am the best of the best. That's what I had to prove every fucking day. Every match, every game mode, all the time. You get it. I had to be the absolute fucking god at COD and MVP. Okay, because when you become captain, you're entitled as one of the strongest players MVP has ever seen. So you gotta prove that every fucking day. When you become general, you don't gotta prove that you're the best every single day. When I was a captain, I always thought about being number one, being first place, being the best. General, I don't give a shit about being the best and all, because I've already proven those things in the past 8 years of MVP. I don't need to prove anything anymore. I'm an MVP general. Okay, all I ever think about every day is MVP and my life. That's it. Working in life and MVP. My future career in policing and MVP. That's all I think about. But what I'm trying to say is that when you become a general, you're laid back. The only thing you should be thinking of is how to improve MVP as a whole, how to make divisions more relevant, more organized, how to keep the fun concept in MVP a continuous thing throughout more years to come in the fam. You gotta give advice, you gotta train people, you gotta give people motivation, you know, you gotta be that grandpa of MVP. That's what I am now. Okay, so if you see me first place, hey, you know, I wasn't even trying, and I have a broken controller. I've had a broken controller for the past 5 months. Sometimes I can't run, sometimes it lets me run. It's a piece of trash. I gotta get a new one. But all I want to see is other people elevate their MVP careers. I want to see other people become successful. Okay, it's not about me anymore. Hold on, let me save this. It's right there. Then he became first elite at MVS's third generation. That's 3 ranks right there. And then above all that, above all the success, above everybody looking up to him and saying that, hey, he's the best sniper in MVP, or he's the best sniper in MVS's and MVS is third generation. You know, people know who the fuck Tipsy is already. The fourth cap knows. Everybody knows who Tipsy is. He made a resume for himself, and everyone knows who he is. That's what I like seeing as a general. I like to see people climb the ladder, because I'm already far beyond the fucking ladder. It's a joke. You know, I wish I could have been in task force, but I can't, because a captain can't be in task force. And if I'm a general and I'm in command of the task force, I can't be in a task force. So that's just something you gotta understand, guys. MVP, there's like, I've seen good players join MVP. I've seen average COD players join MVP. I've seen the worst players in the history of COD join MVP, and those worst players became the greatest players I ever seen in COD. So it's just, there's something special about MVP that makes me as a general very happy. When I saw Sanjeet, my best friend in real life, who I went to high school with, when I seen him in the fourth cap tournament, completely decimating everybody, in control. He's like, he's in university now. Like, he's in university in York University in Canada, and then he's going to he's transferring to go to New York in university, right? So he's doing great things in his life, and at the same time, he won the MVP captain tournament, and all he thinks about every single day, which makes me like the most positive person that I can be, is him saying that his generation will become the new strongest generation in MVP. He wants, as a captain, to make his generation more relevant. That's why he's been online every single day, but that's why he allowed me to really get to know everybody in 7th gen and sort of train them a little, you know what I mean, get them at least averaging 25, so that when the gen versus gen week is coming up, you get his top best players, he plays with them, trains with them, get them prepared for the event, and then boom, you got your new strongest generation. So 7th generation has been the greatest, I would have to say, a generation with the most potential. And I know what you guys are thinking. You know, why is this guy talking about generations? Because as a general, as a person that is the highest rank in the entire fam, in the entire MVP tree, you got to really think of these generations and how to elevate them, because there's so much ranks now, and there's so much people in these ranks that are perceived either co-leaders, leaders, or elite. So, you know, there's a lot of people to go to for advice. Normally, 95% of the time, everybody just comes to me. I can handle the load, but the purpose of these ranks is to make these individuals stand out more for themselves. Okay, the more people that are higher up in the ranks, the more that everybody can go to. Okay, me, when it comes to challenging me to a 1v1, I'll say it again, I don't train every day. Okay, I may play this game like, or try to play this game like 4 times a week or something like that, but you know, it's not like I'm at my best or I'm using my best gun. Like, if you see me 1v1ing someone and I'm using a HVK, that's not my best gun. My best gun is the Galil. Where is it? Where is it? How do you go to the Galil here? What the fuck? How do you go to combat rec? Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, look, my win-loss ratio is 2.0. That's fucking amazing, man. Score from when it went up. That's great. So yeah, it's the Galil or the XR2 or the Dingle. If I'm not using any of these 3 guns or even the ICR, then I'm not trying. I'm probably playing at like 70% against you. If you beat me, that's still great, because normally for a long time, my MVP career, I was beating a lot of people at 70%. A majority of the time, I was ending the matches in 5 minutes. I can't do that anymore. Like, I'm a general, and I end matches in like 6 minutes if I'm like going all out. which is sad for someone who was hailed the fastest in MVP history. But listen, MVP, when you have someone as organized as me as a general, everything flows. And if you're trying to become an MVP general, you have to organize yourself. No excuses. No, you get on and you play with your friends. You just play with MVP. You just try to get to know everyone in MVP. It's kind of like graduating high school and you go back and visit high school when you're an adult and look around and be like, oh, I remember when I used to make out in that corner, or I remember when I used to drink from that water fountain. You know what I mean? Because the cool thing I like about these generations is they're so different in playing style and training and ambition. But when you look at the fun and the freedom and the winning, the consistent wins and the training, it's all the same every year. Only different. Like, to me, Lieutenant will continue to always be my
Reporting for duty.
favorite rank in MVP. But General is the rank that literally I can fucking breathe. Because being captain sometimes and trying to be the best, like, it wasn't hard for me at the time because all my mindset was when I was younger was to be the absolute greatest of all time. So I was prepared for that. But now I'm just cruising. Hold on, I'm eating oatmeal cookie. The only person ready for a general rank right now is the first captain. All the first captain of MVP has to do, Edward, my teacher, the guy who introduced me to COD. If it wasn't for him, there would be no MVP because I would have never played COD, so there would never be MVP. All he has to do is appear in the 5th cap tournament in 2020, despite him being in university and everything, and he'll be promoted to general like a snap of the finger. Because he's been undefeated for 6 years. So he already's won 50 debuts. One of his students became captain, me. He successfully trained his 2 generations. In his 2 generations had a minimum of 5 lieutenants per year. And he's been captain for like fucking... He's been captain for 8 years just like me. So... Oh no. Oh yeah, he's been captain a little longer than 8 years. He's been captain 6 years, I think. Maybe, if that makes any sense. 2011. Can that be 8 years? Yeah, that would be 8 years. Yeah, he's been captain a long time. All he has to do is appear in the tournament, and then everything's gonna be set. I'm gonna end off just saying that I love MVP, and everybody's gonna continue to get better and continue to get greater, and that's all I can ask for. Just keep busting your ass, okay? Everybody eventually gets promoted in MVP. You just have to have leadership qualities. As an MVP general, the only thing I'm trying to achieve right now is building leadership qualities, building independence. Because if you have people, despite their age, that know what it means to be a leader and how to carry a team and how to train people and how to give advice, those people will be the captains that you really want. The only problem is you can dream and dream as a general for one person to become captain, but that person may never achieve that if they don't believe in themselves. Because that captain tournament where you got every single, I think there's a total of 42 lieutenants in all of MVP. If you have all 42 lieutenants, if you have all 42 lieutenants in an MVP 5th cap tournament in 2020, oh shit, there would probably be more lieutenants by then. But you gotta beat every single lieutenant in order to achieve that rank. you would have to prove that of all the lieutenants in MVP, not only are you the most deserving, but you're the strongest of all of them. That's how you became cap. That's why you're entitled the strongest. That's why no one can bitch and whine and moan and complain, because it was a 1v1. What can they say? He was using a gun, man. He's not supposed to have rapid fire, man. You know, like, what the fuck? It's the dumbest shit. You know, Spartan, the 4th captain MVP, he's a very ambitious person. He already wants to become 4th. He wants to become a general, right? So he's gonna start to have to do some debuts in his generation now, like this year, and then everything's gonna be fine with him, cause right when the gen versus gen happens, he's gonna try to play more frequently with his generation. He plays with a few of them on Fortnite, mostly people that he knows in real life, that I know as well. So once the gen versus gen happens, he's going to play more frequently. He's going to be that captain that everybody wants to see, regardless if he's playing online for 2 hours. That's okay. The fact is that he showed up. Now, it's not like he's not online altogether. He's been online every single day since the day he became captain. And he's been listening to everything that I've been telling him about people getting training and people getting promoted. And, well, not promoted, because the only person that's going to promote anybody in 7th or 8th gen the lieutenant is Sanji. That's the only person I want promoting. I'm not gonna promote nobody. He's gonna know who he wants. It's like Sanji to mine is like he's playing chess. So he's a great captain. All I can tell you guys is becoming general isn't going to be easy, and if you're going to become a general, first you got to showcase that you're one of the greatest fucking leaders of all time. Now, I know I'm a very good leader, but I don't think I'm the greatest leader, because when I was captain, I couldn't find my last generation on time, so I sort of fucked up the generation lineup. It should be 8th gen this year, but it's fucking 7th gen, because 4th gen was a combination between, it was 2014 and 2015, because I started finding people in November, and the funny thing was I was online every day and I was winning and I was on top, and I didn't know why I wasn't getting any members to join. And it wasn't until I joined it wasn't until I played Advanced Warfare that I found one fucking person, Trevor Smith, aka founder of MVS, aka first captain of MVS, aka second lieutenant of 4th gen. It wasn't until that I found him that the 4th gen just started coming in through, you know? People started joining in January and everything like that, like Diamond and stuff. So yeah, that's all I can really say about an MVP general. Focus, be organized, be here, you know, download the fucking PSN app on your phone, so if you're not online, you can at least message people on your phone. If you're appearing offline, always check to see what everybody's doing, who they're playing with, if everybody's doing fine, and that's it. The only thing that is the most relevant to know about an MVP general is just how organized they are compared to all the other ranks. And since the task force works directly under the MVP general, he's going to have eyes and ears everywhere. He's going to hear about issues even if he didn't even look in his phone, or even if he wasn't online or whatever. Because there should be no conflicts in MVP. Just fun, freedom, and improvements. That's all I have to say about an MVP general. It is the highest rank in the fam, and it will always be the highest rank in the fam. There should be no more other fucking ranks. I think the Spartan rank and Royal Guards is good enough, because those ranks are to elevate members, so they will train members a lot more, and that's gonna help them to become even better leaders. So that's about it. Cheesemo out.
Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in to another MVP clip. Remember, MVP for the win, hit that notification bell, and if you want to be like Cheesemo, sing along with me. Woo!